different words, different parts that really resonate with people in different forms of their life. But are there specific verses that you turn to when you're talking to an NFL player, when you're talking to a professional athlete that really hit home?
Yes, everyone deals with anxiety and fear. You know, there's two kinds of stress. There's distress that weighs us down, and then there's eustress, which means we're excited. You know, we need some adrenaline for the game. And for an athlete, you don't want to be too low with adrenaline, but you don't want to be overamped. And so, how do you find that zone where you can play well? Now, anxiety is real for athletes because, injury is one factor. You got your contracts, it's your livelihood. And so perfect love drives out fear. There's another verse in the Bible that says, when we pray, do not be anxious, but come to God with thanksgiving, bring a request to God, and the peace of God, which transcends your mind and heart, it's going to protect you. In those times of stress, you're going to have a non-anxious presence. And then you're going to be able to use all your gifts and talents. So it's fun to both share something practical, like perfect love drives out fear. And I like a sentence that athletes can say during the game. And it might even be, eyes up, eyes on Jesus. And that reminder, when those thoughts come in of like, what if I mess up? I just blew the last play. What about the next play? You say, no, perfect love drives up fear. Let's go. Next play. Now I'm ready. And it's that resetting and renewing of the mind.
Yeah, and obviously that also kind of translates to football, eyes on the ball, get the ball, all those sorts of things that really obviously they overlap between the two. I want to ask you, because obviously everyone is striving to win football games, to make major contracts, do all the things that they are put on this place to do so. In terms of your eyes and what you expect, what defines success for an NFL team, for an NFL player in a year?
That's right. It's a business, and you can't take that away. And there's also the ultimate goal is to win. And kind of one joke is, if I pray for both teams, am I praying for one team more, or how come one team loses? And sports will teach you about life. It teaches how to handle success and how to handle failure. Also, sports is about character. Sports reveals character. And ultimately, although winning is the goal and the initial and primary goal, yet there's a greater goal. When I think back of the relationships and friendships I had on the field, they continue today. And I think the more you're removed from your playing career, you realize the wins and losses, it goes up and down. It's nice to celebrate the championships, but it's the relationships that last. And really, sports teach us about life too. So for a lot of these athletes, what they're learning on the field is going to be obviously seen by everyone. I mean, it's a high-profile vocation. How many of us would like that? But when you have what's happening off the field is so solid, you see it changes the way they care about team. They react to a bad call. All the adversity is going to be on the field. That's a given. But you always have a choice how you respond.
That is a very good point, very well said, and I love it that kind of sports obviously mirrors what happens in life, or the other way around, I guess I should say. But it's just so profound how it all happens. Jesse, any parting words? Obviously, the NFL season kicked off in just 4 days' time. Anything else that you'd like to add?
If you're curious about, maybe you're an athlete, you're curious about faith, my career ended. I was fighting for my life for 1 year, 10 years to fully recover. And that's when I discovered hope. I didn't find hope until I lost it. And if you're feeling down, it's a hard season, you got injuries, you don't like the coach right now, listen, there's hope. If off the field, you're at a low point in life, there's hope. And the hope of Jesus is what transformed my life. It's personal. It's available to everyone. There's a relationship, not religion and rules. And you see the athletes, the NFL athletes, they're saying, I need God. They don't have it all together, and we're human. So we need each other. We need community. We need God's love. And just receive that hope. Don't be too hard on yourself. Sometimes athletes are, but instead receive that grace and that hope, and God never runs out of hope.
Yeah, and obviously everyone will be filled. The pews will be filled next Sunday. The altar that is the NFL gridiron all gets underway. And it's great that you just kind of mentioned it, all of the kind of entanglement there between faith and football. They certainly go hand in hand. All right, Jesse, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Enjoy the season. We'll chat again soon.
That's right. Enjoy the football and, faith. Let's keep walking with it and build each other up.
All right, very good. I appreciate your time. Thanks again.
Thank you, Andy.